Step back in time with me. Way back. Long before birds as we know them filled the air. Imagine a sky not of blue jays and sparrows, but of giant, leathery-winged titans. These were the first vertebrates to conquer the skies, the incredible flying reptiles known as. Today, we re-soaring into their world to uncover how these magnificent and sometimes terrifying creatures ruled the prehistoric heavens and hunted their prey. Let's start with the basics. What exactly were pterosaurs? They weren't dinosaurs, and they weren't birds. They were a unique group of reptiles that evolved the ability of powered flight. Their wings were totally different from anything alive today, formed by a membrane of skin, muscle, and other tissues, stretching from an incredibly elongated fourth finger all the way to their ankles. This design allowed them to become masters of the air, with some being as small as a robin, and others, like the mighty Quetzalcoatlus, boasting a wingspan as wide as a small airplane. Now, how did these flying giants actually fly? For years, scientists debated this. Some thought they were just gliders, leaping from cliffs and riding the air currents. But modern analysis of their fossilized skeletons tells a different story. They had powerful flight muscles, attached to a specially developed bone called the pteroid. This, combined with their hollow, lightweight bones, similar to modern birds, proves they were active, flapping flyers. They could take off from a standstill, using a powerful push from both their arms and legs to launch themselves into the air. Once airborne, they were agile and efficient, capable of long-distance travel over vast prehistoric oceans and landscapes. So, they could fly? But what did they eat? The answer is as diverse as the pterosaurs themselves. Their hunting strategies were incredibly varied, tailored to their size, habitat, and the shape of their beaks and teeth. Let's look at some of the most fascinating examples. Take Pteranodon, one of the most famous pterosaurs, with its impressive 7-meter wingspan and a long, toothless beak. It soared over the western interior seaway, an ancient sea that once split North America in two. For a long time, it was believed that Pteranodon was a skim feeder, flying low and dragging its beak through the water to catch fish. However, recent studies suggest this would have created too much drag and likely broken its delicate jaw. A more plausible theory is that Pteranodon was a plunge diver, much like a modern gannet. It would spot a fish from high above, fold its wings, and dive headfirst into the water to snatch its meal. Its crest might have acted as a rudder or a display structure, but its primary hunting tool was its sharp eyesight and precise diving technique. Now let's move to the coastlines and meet a different kind of hunter-huntherisi. This smaller pterosaur from the late Jurassic had a long tail with a vein at the end, which likely helped with stability in flight. But its most striking feature was its mouth, filled with long, needle-sharp teeth that angled forward. These teeth were perfectly designed to act like a fish trap. Rhamphorhynchus would fly low over the water, its keen eyes scanning for movement just below the surface. Once it spotted a fish or a squid, it would dip its head and snap its jaws shut, the interlocking teeth ensuring its slippery prey had no chance of escape. Fossil evidence even includes a Rhamphorhynchus skeleton with the fossilized remains of a fish in its throat, a snapshot of its last meal. But not all pterosaurs were Let's travel to the freshwater ecosystems of ancient China to find Pterodostro. This creature was truly bizarre. It had a long curved upper jaw and a lower jaw packed with over 1,000 bristle-like teeth. What was it doing with this strange dental setup? It was a filter feeder, the flamingo of the Mesozoic era. Pterodostro would wade in shallow lakes and lagoons, using its unique teeth as a sieve. It would take in a mouthful of water and then force it out, trapping tiny crustaceans, algae, and other small organisms in its bristle-like teeth. This specialized diet shows just how adaptable pterosaurs were, finding and exploiting niches that other animals couldn't. And then there were the giants, the true kings of the sky. Let's talk about the Azhdarchids, a family of pterosaurs that includes the colossal Quetzalcoatl. For a long time, these giants, with their incredibly long necks and massive heads, were thought to be like vultures, scavenging on dinosaur carcasses. While they probably wouldn't have passed up a free meal, the latest evidence paints a much more terrifying picture. These were not just they were apex terrestrial predators. Imagine this: A creature as tall as a giraffe, with a wingspan of over 10 meters, stalking through the prehistoric plains. Quetzalcoatlus and its relatives had long, stiff necks and sharp, spear-like beaks. They weren't diving for fish or filtering for krill. They were hunting on the ground. Trackways show they were surprisingly adept at walking on all fours, using their folded wings like front limbs. From their towering vantage point, they could spot small animals, including baby dinosaurs, from a great distance. They would stalk their prey like a giant stork, and with a swift, powerful strike of their enormous beak, they would snatch up their victim and swallow it whole. It's a chilling image. A flying giant that preferred to hunt on foot. They were the terror of the terrestrial world. A predator from the sky that brought death from above, even when it was walking on the ground. Another fascinating hunter was Dimorphodon. This early pterosaur had two distinct types of teeth in its jaws, which is what its name means. It had long, fang-like teeth at the front and smaller, flatter teeth further back. This suggests a varied diet. Its robust build and strong limbs indicate it was an excellent climber. It likely hunted in forests, clambering through trees and chasing insects, lizards, and other small vertebrates. It could pounce on its prey from a branch, or pursue it in short flights through the dense vegetation. It was a versatile, agile hunter, perfectly suited for a complex, forested environment. The story of pterosaur hunting is a testament to evolution's creativity. From the plunge-diving pteranodon and the fish-trapping Rhamphorhynchus to the filter-feeding pterodostro and the ground-stalking Quetzalcoatl, these creatures developed an incredible array of strategies to thrive for over 150 million years. They weren't just simple gliders. They were active, intelligent hunters that dominated the skies, the seas, and even the land. Their reign eventually came to an end 66 million years ago, along with the Nonavian dinosaurs in the same mass extinction event. But their legacy lives on in the fossil record, offering us a breathtaking glimpse into a world where reptiles ruled the air. The next time you see a bird in the sky, take a moment to remember its prehistoric predecessors, the magnificent pterosaurs, the original masters of flight. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you found this as fascinating as I do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into our planet's incredible past. Let me know in the comments which prehistoric creature you'd like to see next. See you in the next video.